Hey, there we go.
Oh, did we have a 3, 2, 1?
We
and
did.
Look, you do it. You're doing the front. You're doing the back.
The
side
reason why I do
so
the
you can
front,
see the phone.
and it's not so much that I can see the phone. The honest to God truth of why I do it that way is because when I have it flipped the other side, I have a lot of smudge on the camera that's facing outwards.
Oh, really?
So if I put it this way, and I've tried cleaning it off, and it just gets worse. So when I put it this way, it's just a cleaner video. So hi there, we've already got a like. Wow, well, thank you, Mustafa.
On your page, you got a like, baby.
Yeah,
brother.
there you go,
Thanks,
brother.
man.
There you
That's
go.
Very cool.
Mustafa Ali, who's a wrestling announcer, not like myself. He actually, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring. That is Mustafa. Mustafa's got a great voice. So thank you, Mustafa, for joining. Everybody else that's joining here, and Jim Fannin.
What's up?
Thanks for coming on the show, and
bro.
vice versa. Thank you for having me on
Yeah,
your show.
well, so here's
double.
how it goes with Small World. And one guy thinks I have a little bit of knowledge and says, call Jimmy Fannin because he knows what he's doing, and you fall for it. And then here we are.
Right,
and
right.
I've been roping you in ever since. Yeah, I can make you a YouTube star, no problem. Come on down and see Jimmy.
The YouTube stardom is coming, folks.
yeah, I got 178 subscribers. Hit me up on YouTube.
Well, perfectly. Yes, hit them up, give them a like and a share, and feel free to give me a like and share on YouTube as well. Although I'm not doing a lot on there, but hey, that's a good selling point, isn't it?
Facebook's where it's at, right? You get the cheap views.
That's it, and I want the cheap views, and I like how my belly's sticking out there a little bit, but hey,
vanity.
So Jim Fannin, tell my my friends, let's say, as opposed to my fans, a little bit about yourself and how we got hooked up.
Okay, so I'm an underemployed realtor. Because I do stuff like this, I'm involved at my church. I do video switching. I'm the video director. So normally you would have somebody, it's, assisting, but I like it. I mean, I've never even been religious much, but it's a good, healthy place, right? So, I got a men's group that I go to there every Thursday. And it's a good supportive group because they're men.
Right.
They just happen to be Christian too. So this has been a strange spiritual walk for me. And I don't usually lead off with this, but this is what I did today, right? So I get called in because Buddy had to go to Plan to Protect. We got to take these courses. You need a full criminal background check, vulnerable sector background check to do anything with kids or anything, even on production. So we got 6 cameras. It's rock and roll pretty church, man. These guys it's like they've got churches. They have money, they have resources, they have talent, and a lot of it's volunteer, a lot of it kids. We're younger guys, and they teach me so much. So yeah, I got called in today because the video director that was scheduled today had to go to Plan to Protect. So they call me in for the early service, which means up at 5:45, they're at 6:45, run through, talk through, run through, like rehearsal pretty much. And normally you would have a video director that shouts commands to you. Right. Camera 1, close, go.
Right.
But I do both of that. I switch and make the call.
Okay, yeah. Which makes it a little bit easier for you, though, as well, right?
Well, it's also, I've never known it the other way, which is cool if somebody's barking commands. You just tell the cameraman what to do. You repeat the commands that are coming to you. They do it, and you switch to them. But, yeah, so it's 2 jobs in one. So I did that today, and just the first service. And then I put my earbuds in. And I started in the production booth. So you got the video director over here. So Derek was doing the second service. And I went over. We got a lighting board that's literally this big, right? 2 boards and a monitor with, it's a serious lighting system. And then Pro over, for the credits and the videos and stuff like that. And in between, there would be somebody as an executive director or whatever you call, like barking out commands to everyone. Lights, camera, 1, like just, when it's done right, it's really a symphony. We don't have the volunteer. We don't have, we don't have that director in the room anymore because there's not enough spots. So, but you got camera 1 beside the soundboard, 2 beside the soundboard at the back outside the booth.
Wow. And
3 and 4 at the front. 5's locked on the drummer, and they played some talented band. Like Greg Sykes used to be our music guy. So so I did that. Then I did all the booth, introducing everyone, narrating as I'm going, video director, Derek, you got to be bald to be here. Oh, hi to everyone bald now, by the way. This is my first show bald.
He did that for me.
He won't shut up. He rambled. Blah, blah, blah. So then I introduced everyone in the booth. Then I went outside the booth. I said, there's Ronnie Wall on camera 1 up on the platform, and I showed it in relation to the stage. And I go, there's soundboard. There's Derek running the soundboard. I walk behind him. Camera 2, Steve Stone. If I ever change my name, it'll be to Steve Stone. He's running camera too, and then I walked down the aisle, and I sat in the front row, and I kind of narrated over the music, so that was cool. And then I did the Viz show after that, so I left there. Went down to Queen Street to, what is it, Q4680 or something like that, .ca. Sorry, I should know, but a couple times I've been on that show.
That's the new internet radio station.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it. I think it's so fucking cool, man. Like right there, and they're blasting down the street and upstairs and all the whole city, like out. It's so cool. So
the world can hear it.
I think they turn it off when I get there. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if they turned it off for Viz or for me, but yeah, last time I was inappropriate. And you know what? I'm dialing back to swearing too, and even you can't say the N word as it relates to that German guy that killed a bunch of people. You can't say that term on YouTube or you get flagged.
No, we're talking about the word Nazi.
Yeah.
You can't say the word Nazi on YouTube.
Dude, the social media right now is being censored so freaking badly.
It's on both sides,
cannot believe it. You watch a Tim Pool video, and he says about that certain German, leader, that socialist, blah, blah, blah.
They can't say Hitler?
He won't say it. He won't say it. He won't say the name. He won't say Nazi.
And that's something that we're seeing a lot today on both sides, like where you can't say anything. You can't say Christmas. You can't say Hitler and things like that. No worries.
Just closer to your mouth.
But I do find, though, especially when it comes, and I hate to say to politics, but in life in general, we all have a side kind of that we kind of go towards, whether it's liberal, you're more liberal thinking or more conservative thinking, or somewhere more in the middle. But it does seem no matter what side you're on, you're always complaining about the other side doing something that you do yourself. And I'm saying that's what I find and that's because people always give me shit because they think I'm a liberal, and then when I talk shit about liberals, I get unfriended or blocked for it. But to me, I vote for Canada. I don't vote
I'm a nationalist.
Yeah, I don't vote for
I was just thinking that before you came in today. I am Canada first. See that flag right there?
Yep.
I think everything Canadian, man. Canada first.
Yep. Like I had
your
pride.
race, where you come from, come on, man.
Well,
you're all Canadian.
When I grew up, one of
just
the big
we're
things,
all humans, right?
Well, exactly. Well,
Duh.
Well, growing up in
Stupid.
In Welland, going to elementary school, I remember one of the things that always stuck out with me, and that was the fact that my teacher making a clear distinction that in the States, it's a melting pot over there. If you move into there as an immigrant, you have to assimilate and become American. But Canada, we were different because we're a multicultural country. So you come over here, you bring your cultures with you. You have to observe all the Canadian laws and everything like that, but you're still allowed to be yourself and that's something
live
I think
in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, and I think we're getting away from that nowadays. It seems like, it's to me, it's all left versus right, and that's all it is. Almost every big talking point that's out there now, I find most of them are bullshit. Honestly, I find a lot of them aren't even all that as important as what people try to make them out to be. And I think they only do that just for, it's propaganda and hyperbole just to get votes. We don't vote based on what's best for us anymore. We vote on what's the company line. Toe that company line. I'm conservative or I'm PC. I'm going to vote for PC no matter what it is. If I'm liberal, I'm going to vote liberal no matter what it is. NDP, same deal. And I find it seems to be that way across the world right now. Whereas I've never seen it this divided.
So we're going to talk politics.
I know.
Second thing out of his mouth, politics.
Yeah.
So, and for your viewers, because anyone that's watched anything that I've done has heard this before, but hey, what the hell? You never know. You might have new viewers all the time. I'm a 10-time Green Party candidate. It doesn't get any more left than that. And now I cannot get with any of their stuff. We don't oppress women. We don't live in a rape culture. I question abortion way more than I used to. I used to be pro-choice, but now I'm like, I saw a girl have a 9-month-old abortion the other day against the will of her husband. They already had, Stephen Crowder broadcast it, not live, but and they didn't show her face. Yeah. But can you imagine? They videotaped a 9-month pregnant woman.
I don't think that was legal though, because I thought it was after the 3rd month you couldn't do anything at all.
Yeah, if I even go for 6, if you can't make up your fucking mind in the first 6 months, there's nothing, no reason except So anyways, I've shifted. I used to be a lefty. Now, hate speech, there's no hate speech unless I say somebody go get this guy. That's inciting violence. That's a crime. You go to jail for that if you get convicted.
For sure.
But if that's other than that, say it all. Because you know why? Because as soon as you start to censor the Gavin McInneses, he's hilarious. Yeah, does he say the F word or the G word like we used in high school? Like we say, like it wasn't that racial in high school because there was only the Italians or the French or whatever. There wasn't a whole, but it was like fag and gay or faggot. It was just a derogatory. It had nothing to do with being gay.
No, exactly.
Or queer. I'm bringing queer back because lots of things are queer.
Yeah, are weird.
You're fucking queer.
Weird used to be weird.
You know what I mean? So like Matthew James Blake is running the board today. Thank you very much. He's queer. He's fucking queer.
We've got Jim heated already, folks. We got Jim heated already.
I'm so pissed off that our words are being taken from us. Do not fuck with my free speech. I'm sorry. I'm going to dial back the language a little bit because it's unnecessary, but I'm so passionate, right? So anyways, we got on this whole, topic. I've been red pilled.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was the lefty, but I never really I just think, okay, so if you go rape children, we should kill you.
Yeah.
Okay? We should take your life.
We should kill you.
But as a general rule,
I think you should be put in general population. It should be made well known what you did.
There you go.
And then
if you rape women,
doesn't cost us anything.
If you're a serial rapist, I have no problem with them castrate, like chemically cast, so you can't fucking get it up ever again.
Yep.
In jail or whatever. You will not experience sex again. I have no problem with that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Just like I didn't really have, but now, my faith doesn't go with that. Another man can't decide to take another man's life. It's a sin. Yep. Well, lots of things are sins, but I'm not putting them, ranking them. But and so for the abortion thing, I guess I'm pro-life.
Right.
But I preached for 10 elections why the woman's choice. Now, I didn't go this whole stupid route, no uterus, no opinion, because fuck you. 50% of women are pro-life, so that's fucking bullshit. It's not a reproductive health.
Is it? No. So you throw out numbers like that, though. Is that an actual number? 50%, though? Like
50% of women in North America are pro-life.
Yeah.
Half the women believe that you shouldn't kill babies. Okay. Like, fuck. And we give Planned Parenthood, which I didn't know. Like, I'm naive in a bunch of stuff. I know green policy because I've debated it for a long time. Yeah. And I can debate the best of them in politics if I take the left position because I'm trained in it.
Right.
But I got red pilled. So Jordan Peterson, when he came to fame, I got in really early when this trans activism stuff. And the way the left, first, don't tell me what I can say. Don't tell me I have to say this, and don't make it so that I could go to jail if I don't call you Z, a made up word. Fuck that. So, but when I saw the way the left attacked this man, they called him a Nazi.
Right.
Like, I know what Nazis are, man. They're fucking fucked up people. And Nazis were just like you and me, too. Like, they weren't sick, deranged people. No. They fell for a belief, and they perpetuated a lie that they knew. Yeah. They were sane. They weren't monsters. They're normal people that got turned.
And they do say that a lot of it is, whether, if you're giving an order and you're an officer, do you not do it just because the order's morally wrong? They say
that had less to do with it. Like the fear of their family being killed if they didn't do what they were told had less to do with it and more to do that they fell for an ideology. Yeah. And they got converted. Just
indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated. And like, for instance, when they're killing pregnant women, taking them out in the field and shooting them in the back of the head, the first time it'd make you sick to your stomach. The first time you kill somebody, it fucking repulses you, and then it gets easier as you go. So they were monsters. But don't call me Jordan Peterson's a Nazi. He's a fucking professor at the U of T. Nazi. Yeah. Oh, I think she asked him, "What do you think about your Nazi followers?" He's like, "No, I don't like Nazis." You like they had this look of disgust on his face, like you tool.
Here's where I could see a difference too, right? Where we see you see that get thrown out, the Nazi kind of term, and you see Peterson denounce the Nazis, and then you see someone like over in the States with Trump, where he gets accused of it and he doesn't denounce it at all. He says we've got good and bad on both sides, and that is that's a fact. That's not hyperbole. That's not hyperbole or anything like that.
Love this guy.
It's not hyperbole.
Love that he said Trump.
Well, I'm just trying to give a comparison there.
I'm going to do a video on what I like about Trump. Not love. He's a fucking buffoon. He's a habitual liar. He's a narcissistic probably sociopath.
No, for sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. He borderline. Okay, I'm not saying he's sick, mental. We all have tendencies of narcissism, of depression, of OCD. We're all on the spectrum somewhere. Some exhibit more on different scales of others. When I watched Alex Jones on Rogan, I mean, I love Alex Jones because he's just
crazy.
Well, he's brilliant and nuts. And, he's right a lot. And he's got so much knowledge. When he talks about how the government conspired to make terrorist hits look like it was a certain party so they could go, like, this shit actually and he can name off the events. There's 5 of them.
But he can name off the events, but he can't give any proof to any of his claims, though. And that's always been my
is
problem.
Factual. Like Rogan said, oh, yeah, he went this, that. And they were talking about it like it's common knowledge. It's not, Right. But anyways, when I saw Jones on with Rogan, he created space, a small space, for me to consider that looking back 20 years from now, that just try it on. Okay, 20 years from now, we look back and we go, oh, fuck, Trump got a lot of shit done, eh? He cured cancer. I'm just saying,
right.
He ended war, like it, and that's all he had to do is go, you know what? All the haters out there, whatever, call him whatever you want. He's a buffoon. Here's what I love about Trump. He's doing this to everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is not
that.
the way the president is supposed
definitely
to run.
Doing that. But the thing that I never get with the Trump thing, especially with Trump supporters, is the hypocrisy. There's so much where, and I'm a guy in the middle because I call out the left for doing this shit all the time.
Me too.
But on the right, you guys will be like, oh my God, Trump just talks like we do. Stop getting on him every time he stammers a word. But yet fucking Justin Trudeau says fucking paper boxes or whatever, and you guys can't, not you guys, but I mean the right can't let it go. It's both sides are like that, and they both are fucking full of shit, in my opinion. Like both sides are always just it's always it's good for me, but it's not good for the other side. And I see it so much. To me, the biggest problem with politics is it's an us versus them mentality we're at now. Mm-hmm. And it's no longer anything about what's the best for our country or for the people. It's what's best for my party and whether my party's right or wrong.
We're more polarized, I think, than we've ever. Well, it's not true.
No,
we
and
went
I agree
through
with
a
that.
civil war for crying out loud. I think we're a little bit more polarized violently and all this kind of stuff. And Antifa's kind of scaring me right now. But to finish up on Trump, okay, so I do like that he's giving the finger to everyone because that's not and I don't think he's disrespecting the office. I think he's just doing what he thinks is right. He's a fucking, I don't know. He's an experienced businessman.
He's not a successful one either, though. People like to say he's successful.
I didn't say successful.
No, I know.
I don't know how much money he's got.
I know you
but
did.
He knows
normally,
the art of the deal. He wrote a book on it. I know some real estate agents that live by that book.
I could write a book on traveling to the moon. That doesn't mean I know how to travel to the moon.
Okay, so first thing,
the guy's bankrupt
I like
more
that
places
he's not a puppet. I think Obama was.
He
just fell into the system. He just became a puppet. He didn't get anything done. The second thing is he's got everyone talking about politics. People that have never spoken about politics, about abortion, about the immigration at the border. Like this stuff, we just weren't. All this stuff was happening under Obama. Obama had cages, but no one was talking about the actual issues. So here comes the guy. He's like, build a wall. Fuck. I don't know. Wall sounds good. I don't have a problem with the wall.
So what happens when they put a ladder up to that wall? Or what about when they come in the way they normally do and they just come into the country saying they're on vacation and just don't go home, like most people do?
Listen, there's 100,000 people coming across the border every month.
According to, I'm just saying,
130 last month, 130,000 documented, illegal. Right. What are you doing with all those people? And now that they think it's a free for all, they're coming from Africa.
Which immigrant thinks it's a free for all? They can come here now when they've got Donald Trump. They're saying everything about like we've got ICE raids going on. There's no immigrant.
It's free.
No, it's not though.
Free. We're here. Give me diapers.
It's not though, and you know it's not. It's hyperbole.
I have no problem.
Like I said, on both sides, I see a lot of hyperbole. I see a lot of fucking exaggerations, and both sides. Both sides are just as bad.
I don't even want to debate the wall or anything, but I'm saying we're talking about a wall.
Right.
Okay. We're talking about immigration as a result of Trump's crazy idea of a wall. Wall or not, I don't care. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I say tighten up the borders. I say stop the illegals from coming in. like
Right.
illegally. You want asylum? Then go to a point of entry. Otherwise, you end up in a cage, and you're separated from your family that you rented down the street before you came.
Your family. You're
renting kids out so you can get across the border. Like recycling kids.
They're not their own children.
Well, that's what they're claiming, right?
But where are you coming with that they're not though? Like
yeah.
No, I get you're saying but where are you getting the information though?
Just go to a point of entry, man. Go legally
that.
and go, we're here, we want asylum. Don't try and sneak through the desert because you might die or get shot.
Right.
Actually, not too. I don't know how many people.
The only people that deserve to get shot.
I don't think they're shooting people from coming across the border, but they're taking them, putting them in cages.
I don't know.
What are you going to do with them?
And even with the cages thing too, and with the Obama thing, with Obama's, they weren't separating the families and stuff like that, and they weren't in the cages like they have now because they've shown them. They've shown it.
You sound like you want to get into a political debate.
No,
I'm not saying anything about the wall. I'm just saying.
Trying to keep it on.
Here's why
I'm trying to keep
I
want
to give Trump a little bit of credit. And Alex Jones was the guy that said, just create as a possibility, just that some really good things do happen under this guy. And I'm not saying they're gonna, but I just kind of for a minute I fantasized about like, what if this guy was the best president ever? I'm not saying he's going to be, but I'd say at least everyone's talking about politics now because I'm a political
But you know that
junkie.
people were talking about politics before with Obama
dude.
because I have never seen the political climate as hot as it was under Obama. And before that, I'd never seen it as hot as it was under Bush. And before that, I'd never seen it as hot as it was under Clinton.
Well, that might be a symptom of you paying more attention, maybe, though.
No, I'm saying that's the way it's evolved over the years. Remember what it was like with Clinton, especially his started with just before the Monica Lewinsky thing. The right was hammering him for everything, every little thing they were all over him for.
And
then
when
when Bush got in, it was the same thing. The left was all over him for every
Here
little
that proves
thing.
my point. I've never even taken a look at American politics before Trump.
Oh, so
I'm a political junkie, but just Canadian and just
Yeah.
And here I made a deal. I wasn't going to waste. I got hate in my heart. I think we all do, and I think if we just fucking admit that up front.
Yeah.
I hate all kinds of things. Hate's not a bad thing. You're supposed to. Yeah, I hate cancer.
Right.
I hate whatever. I have hate. I can look at someone. It doesn't matter who they are or what they look like, and I look at them and go, "Oh fuck, you just you know, some people just rub you the wrong way.
Exactly.
That's not racist. It's not sexist.
Right.
That's human.
Right.
I don't like some people don't like
but
me.
What the problem is when it comes to racism is when you say, and I'm not saying racism, but in that case, the difference between what you're saying and a case of racism is you seeing some guy and being like, "Oh, I don't like that guy. I don't know why. There's just something about him I don't like." But when there's like 10 guys that are just like that guy, and it's not, I don't mean attitude, like you see one black guy and you're like, "Oh, I don't like that guy because of him," and then you see 10 black guys and you're like, "I don't like any of those guys."
Yeah, no.
That's where the problem is, and I'm not saying that's you, and I get that, but there is a difference.
I think that we all should start out by saying I'm naturally a fearful, tribal. I like my own people normally. Yeah. I want to be around people that like me, that look like me, that speak my language, whatever. And I think that when we're coming out of caves or whatever, when we come up against a different tribe, another color, we didn't play cards with them.
We did eventually, though.
No, we killed them. We exterminated them.
If that was true, though, we would have no countries or anything.
No, but chimps do that too.
Right.
And
they're not sentient.
Yeah, so we've learned. We're evolving.
Exactly.
We're better than we've ever been.
Exactly.
Bro. We're better than we've ever been.
I agree.
And these lefty, wacko nut jobs that want us to believe that white cops are indiscriminately gunning down black people.
You mean like the right-wing extremists who think that black people keep doing everything wrong, that Mexicans
those guys are fucking
but
idiots.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's only 30 of those in the whole fucking country.
That's not true. That's not true. It's just as extreme.
You could put the KKK in a fucking
I don't even say
Starbucks right now.
And this is another problem that I get to when it comes to talking politics. So all I'm trying to say is it's just as bad on both sides. And you're like, no. Their side's way better than our side. And that's not the case.
No.
It's
But how about
there's the Tea Party is just as bad as the fucking extreme left.
I just started looking at them. But okay, so you think
I think
that
like there's sane people in the middle that like, and I'm not saying I'm sane, but I'm saying like myself will vote. I voted for Harper once.
I'll forgive you.
Yeah. I still haven't. I
miss Harper now.
I haven't forgiven
now.
myself.
I wish Harper was there.
But I think the big problem is people don't get it. So
I hated Harper.
So
I was so glad when Justin came in. I had so much hope.
Yeah,
My buddy tried a lifelong Green, independent, and none of the above party started out with Greg Vesna. Yeah. He went to the convention. He helped get him elected. We all, when he walked down his gender neutral.
You saw his platform.
Yeah, it's a new day.
You saw when Trudeau was running, and Trudeau said to everybody, unlike everyone else on the stage, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have to raise taxes. He said that, and people voted for him anyways. So, and I didn't vote for Trudeau. So I kind of laugh at everyone who's kind of pissed off at him who voted for him. I'm like, well, fuck. He told you what was going to happen. Yeah. He told you ahead of time. And it's a true fact that I found, though, is a lot of times people just... You don't want to admit your side is just as wrong as the other side, and both sides are. Left and right are both kind of fucked up, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can you check the feed? We just got interrupted here. So here's the thing. Here's your point. Perfectly put. But I'll just put a tip on it because I've said this hundreds of times. 95% of us are the moderate middle.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 90. Let's say 80.
But the guys that are on the outside
They're
are the loudest.
Left and the right and the center, and I'm in there somewhere.
Yep.
And those assholes on the ends, those idiots,
are the loudest.
These assholes have a fucking microphone and a TV camera and a social media account with hundreds of thousands of people on there. Get to spew whatever you want. As soon as you tell them they can't say those things anymore, where do they go? They go underground. They start using code words. So you don't know really what the
well, like, isn't that what's happening with Alex Jones right now?
I don't know what the code words, but
but
they banned him,
right?
So he's got his own,
and he's got his own station.
And it's blowing up. It's the best thing for the business model. Look what they did to Crowder. They shut Crowder down. They demonetized him on YouTube. His subscriptions at $10 a month went through the roof.
Yeah,
they call Ben Shapiro a right-wing practicing Jew, like a what do you call it? The Jew that was really.
The Hasidic Jew?
No, I don't think he's that, but he's very faithful with his thing. Calling him like a Nazi, a white supremacist. Like you don't even don't get it. So like Gavin McInnes, I think is a scream. He started Proud Boys as a joke,
right?
As a bunch of masculine beerheads that just want to celebrate masculinity, and you got, they managed to. The tiki got mixed up somehow. These guys aren't those guys, but they ban him from everything.
Oh, I get that.
And now he goes through the roof, membership-wise. So I'm just saying, please, leave these idiots, if you think they're idiots, to say whatever they want. Louis Farrakhan, you want to say Jews are termites? I think it sucks. I think you're an idiot, but I don't want to suppress your right to say it because then I know you're a fucking idiot.
Yep. But now, to me, here's the thing, though. When he says something like that.
No, on this one. Yep. Or no, this one. Sorry, that's okay.
Yeah, you might have to.
Okay,
might have to refresh on yours.
Sorry.
But yeah, we see all this all the time, and like I said, and it just keeps going back to the same thing. To me, I want fairness. All I want is
me too, absolutely.
But I can admit when
life's not fair.
But I can admit,
life's not fair.
I can admit when my side is fucked.
Yeah.
And I can admit when the other side is fucked. But you cannot, I have yet to run across anyone who's strong politically minded that could say that. Could be like, oh, well, we just gave them shit for doing something that we did. And I'm okay with what we did, but I'm not okay when the other side did it. To me, that's bullshit. Like, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to your party. And again, we live in an era right now where people don't worry about the country. They worry about themselves or about their party. They will. You vote for PC or you vote for Liberal or you vote for NDP. That's what you do. And people don't give a fuck what they're kind of doing for it.
Yeah. Well, my fix to all that's proportional representation. The reason that's that way, and the reason we only have a few parties, and the reason that they're talking about the Electoral College in the States, and they need it in the States because otherwise you just campaign in the major centers and nobody would ever go to Nebraska or into the mid-plains or whatever. If you're green and you get 5% of the vote, you get 5% of the seats, period. And now you're in a minority situation a lot, unless you get a true majority. So if you roll and you get 50% of the vote or 50% plus one vote, you can do whatever the fuck you want because you get the majority of the votes of the country.
Yeah, well, exactly.
This way, when you have 5 parties, you can actually win with 20% of the vote.
Oh yeah,
and have a majority government with no opposition. Now, it doesn't happen that way, but Harper was 37%.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's less than 40%. That's less than 4 in 10 people voted for Harper. And Harper had a mandate to do this to us for how many terms? And now Justine, that unbelievable fake feminist fucking, he's queer. Like, he's really queer. Like, he's different, he's weird, and he's queer. Wait till his wife finds out. And I don't, so, so you found him in me, bro.
Yeah.
I can look at Trump and go, you are a buffoon. I can also go, well, at least I give you a couple things. People are talking politics.
But how come you can do that with Trump, but you can't do that with Trudeau? How come?
Dude.
Can you give Trudeau any kind of props? And dude, I'm not a Trudeau supporter. I just want to know if you can do both.
Elizabeth May. I'm a big fan. She's a socialist.
Right.
She's as left-wing as she gets. She's got character. She's got integrity.
Right,
she has a fucking brain.
Right, but
Justin Trudeau is a bag of hammers. I don't hate him because he's a fake feminist.
So I
don't hate him.
There's nothing
he's
done.
An idiot.
There's absolutely
he's dumb.
There's absolutely nothing he's done. This teacher has done absolutely nothing that you would give him credit for.
Oh, I'd have to think long and hard.
Yeah.
But he's done so much that I abhor. First of all, this trans bill.
Okay, here's another thing.
You can't make fun of. You can't say anything against the Muslims anymore.
I think somebody's LOLing you. Where do you stand on? And I'll make the point. Connect here, but where do you stand on someone like Joe Biden and the hate he's getting?
Creepy Joe.
Right, and I'm glad you said that. But you've got no problem with Trump, who admittedly on tape says he grabs girls by the pussy.
Dude.
But no. Let me finish. Yeah. Because it's okay for him to physically assault and rape people and admit to it, to groping people. But Joe Biden put his arm around someone and he's creepy?
I'm sitting
How
across,
is that fair?
I'm sitting across from a hopeless lefty.
No,
Dude,
you're not.
You are.
No,
Dude,
because
listen.
I'm talking about keeping it even on both sides. And you
just
right
said
now,
Trump raped people.
Trump admittedly says, I grab a girl by her
Dude,
by her pussy.
You want to hear what I say when the cameras are off? Come on, man. We talk about sex.
Okay.
We trailer trash people. We talk shit to each other.
Okay, so
come on.
This is how you're losing your kind of
credibility.
Exactly.
I didn't have any to begin with.
Because you're saying that Biden's creepy for putting his arm around someone, but Trump coming right out. Right out though, and saying he grabbed a woman.
I'm not
her
justifying
pussy,
either one. Joe Biden here is probably a sweet older man that's out of his. It's
right.
not
and isn't
cool
he
to
the
do
same age as Trump?
Yeah, it's just not
younger?
cool to do that anymore. He's maybe a loving guy.
Put his arm around?
Oh, he was sniffing hair and putting his hands in appropriate places with
now,
young
had that
girls.
been Trump, would that have been okay?
No, that's fucking gross, man.
Okay, I just
but
want to make sure when it happens with Trump, because we know
no,
will
when Trump does that, you got like what the fuck? But he doesn't. Because he's not that guy.
How many charges does he have against him right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Like last time I saw, I think it was like 36.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
36
had his
accusations since he's been in power.
Did you see the last girl that came out?
Yeah.
She was certifiable cuckoo.
Okay,
did you see her on with?
But why is it only with Trump that you guys will give him this much latitude? Anybody else? No. Anybody else? Especially if they're on the left side, you would have been like, "Oh my God, burn that fucker down!
No.
That guy's so fake. That's this. That's that."
See you in court.
Right. Okay.
See you in court.
So then,
why'd you wait 35 years to come out and because you got a book and you are nuts? Did you see her on with Anderson Cooper?
No, I don't. I don't buy into that. I don't watch CNN and I don't watch Fox. I don't watch the two.
I can't watch.
I'm an NPR kind of guy, right down the middle. I try to watch public broadcast. I try to watch wherever I know that they're unbiased.
Tim Pool, he's the greatest political commenter. He's lefty. He's like,
but then he's not unbiased. I only want to listen to people.
He comes at it with his known bias. He goes, I'm a lefty, but he sees both sides. Yeah. And I like Ben Shapiro about that, too.
Yeah.
He's a conservative, a self-avowed conservative. He works for a conservative news organization, which he doesn't say, like CNN, oh, no, we're objective. No, he says we're conservative.
Right.
We give the right point, rights.
I know you said that about CNN, but you could say the same thing about Fox, saying that Fox
is obviously conservative.
Exactly, but they say the same thing as CNN and say that they're unbiased. Yeah,
and
both sides
do.
Both
sides.
That's what I mean. Like,
and I hate both of them. I get my news from Tim Pool because it's every day. It's 3 times a day, and he talks about all kinds of stuff, and he's unbiased. Well, he has a declared bias, but he calls out both sides. And I think Shapiro does that too. He says, Trump, here, this is what you should have said. You know what he says about Trump? Shut up. You're reelected. I think Trump wins again.
Oh, yeah, so do I.
But if you just shut your mouth and just point at the Democrats, you're in. It's a free ride, but you won't stop with the Twitter. So I love how he says, this guy can't fucking stop. And yeah, the trash talk, it doesn't look good. And all of us have said much worse shit than that. And I'm not excusing it.
But
I'm just
you
saying.
are, though.
But no, I'm
you're
not.
kind of excusing
I'm
it because
excusing
it
Joe
been...
Biden too from the standpoint.
Okay, well,
I think he's just out. He's just a dated old man. Now, if he turns out to be a perv, I'll say I was wrong. But I think he's just a dated older guy that gets inappropriately too close with people that he shouldn't be. Yeah. Now, I call him Creepy Joe because I think it's funny. But like if that's the best the Democrats have,
come on. It kind of kills me though how the scales balance though, because they're not balanced. And it's and again, I could say this because I'm truly in the middle. Yes, I sound liberal, but it's only because I'm coming off against your guy right now. Oh. I'm telling you,
it's not my guy anymore.
Last week I had one of my liberal friends fucking block me and unfriend me on Facebook because he felt that I was talking shit about Trudeau, because all I had said was at the Trudeau Raptors parade was, oh, I was surprised. I wasn't surprised they booed Ford, but I was surprised they cheered for Trudeau. And he gave me shit, said that I was talking shit about Trudeau. Now, to me, that's extreme left, and why a lot of right-wing people hate the left. But to me, there's just as many fucked up people on the right that talk just the same fucking way, right. And just as extreme. And it's equal on both sides.
But at least when they're on the right, they're standing for things.
You can't say at least.
At least when they're on the right, they're standing for one, free speech. They're not.
They're standing for their money and their wallet.
They're saying, well, I have swung right. I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
I took the red pill.
You were a lefty.
Yeah. 10 fucking elections as a Green Party guy. That's as left as it gets.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
And I'm making people vote for the left.
Right.
And I still, I won't give them a vote anymore because ideologically I'm completely opposed to the idea that I can say anything that should end me up in jail. There's no fucking hate speech, period. It doesn't exist unless I'm inciting violence, unless it's a crime. Yeah. That's it. I can say whatever the fuck I want. There's no hate speech.
There's a lot of speech that can incite violence, though.
Yeah. Well, if I say, go to this guy's house, here's his address, and kill him, or anything that would make someone come after you, I think you should go to trial, and I'd like to see you get that in jail. Yeah. Justice served. Right. You know, Jussie Smollette, justice. He should get justice too, that fucker.
For what? For pretending that he got kidnapped? So
yeah,
what kind of justice does that deserve?
Jail.
Really? For what?
And then he should be penetrated repeatedly over and over.
So pretending to get kidnapped is equal to sodomy?
No, but
that's what you just. That's exactly what you just said.
No, he should be punished with sodomy. He faked a race crime.
No,
to say, you know what, this is the best
time. He didn't fake a race crime. He faked a crime.
He said they were saying it's MAGA country. He had a noose around his neck. Obviously, two things that are like race related. They're gonna hang a guy. This is MAGA country, and none of that shit happened, man.
Here comes the contradiction again.
So he should go to jail, and he should get pummeled.
When the left sees a MAGA hat, some kid wearing a MAGA hat that's in the face of somebody else, and they're like, oh, this kid's racist because he's wearing a MAGA hat. And then the right says, oh, you can't just call him racist because he's wearing a MAGA hat. You just said yourself that they're not. You said he's wearing a MAGA hat. That means they must. He said that they were a MAGA hat. It must be. I'm running low.
I'll plug you in, man.
Thanks, man. But yeah, it's.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, you literally just said that Jussie Smollette claimed that they had a MAGA hat on, which makes it a racist thing.
He faked a race crime, man.
But again, so you're saying just because he said they were wearing a MAGA hat,
a crime. He wasted a whole
right. Let's stay on point, though. The point was about the MAGA hat and how that turns it into a race thing.
No, I said it was a race crime. Yeah, right. He faked a race crime.
Right.
He's black, and he said he was abused because he was black.
Did he say
by white
that?
People? Yes.
Or did he say that he was abused by people wearing a MAGA hat? And either way, he's an idiot because he
didn't say black people beat me up.
So what?
He faked a crime.
Now you're picking and choosing, though. It's the same thing as I just said. like, let's take the kid that was in the Indian
guy
guy's
didn't
face.
want to talk politics.
The guy that was
talking politics an awful lot.
Let's talk
Holy
about
fuck.
the guy that had the Indian, who was wearing the MAGA hat, the kid, and he was in the Indian's face. And I agree with you, with everyone when they said, just because he's wearing a MAGA hat.
walked
I'm
up to
not
him.
done. I'm not done. I see how you win your political fights now.
This conversation would go back and forth. The Indian approached the MAGA hat kid.
Okay, but
MAGA
let's
kid didn't go up to
focus
him and
on
get
the
in
point.
his face.
Let's focus on the point, though.
Okay,
The
which is
point
what?
was on the MAGA hat, and how you were saying, because Jussie Smollette said that they were wearing MAGA hats, that it was a race-related crime. But then you can going to say this kid that's wearing a MAGA hat isn't racist, and I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways. That's
Okay.
all I'm trying to say.
Let's back up. First of all, I didn't say anything about a MAGA hat.
Yes,
I said
you
that
did.
they said this is MAGA country. He said
okay,
that
so
the
MAGA
people that
country.
beat him up were saying this is MAGA country, and they put a noose around his neck. Does that not sound like something racially
Yeah,
motivated?
of course it does.
That was his story.
Right.
He made it up. He should go to jail for it, and he should get his fucking justice in jail. He should be somebody's girlfriend for a few months.
It seems a little extreme for a guy.
No, you should go to jail for doing stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Because here's why. The United States is such a fucking great country, and we've never had it better. Women have never had it better. Minorities have never had it better.
they had
We've
to
never
fight for all
been
of it,
richer.
yeah.
We've never made more money. We've never had more information. We've never had any. And
Is this all because of Trump?
no,
Okay,
no,
cool.
but this is the
No,
best.
you're good.
As we grow and evolve, we get better. We were fucking.
Nobody's-
Hey, we
I'm
were
not-
ignorant.
Yeah, I'm not-
assholes and like literally dragging people. Like, come on.
Yep. Oh,
So
I totally
it's
agree.
better than it's ever been, and it's so good that a guy, a privileged piece of shit like Jussie Smollette, has to fake a hate crime. Let's just leave it there. A hate crime doesn't have to
Right.
be race related. It's a hate crime on him.
Okay.
Well, it's classified. There's no hate crimes. Dude, there's no hate crimes. There's just crime. Who cares how it's motivated? I hate you. I do crime to you. Who cares if I
Right.
did it because you're, there is no hate crime. There's no hate speech. So a guy like that, a privileged fucking actor, has to fake that for what? To get a better, something selfish or
Who
whatever.
knows?
But the problem is,
What if he's mentally ill, though?
oh, well, absolutely, get help. I'm
But should he
behind
get
him.
sodomized still?
Well, okay, that's a little extreme. I'm just vengeful.
No,
I'm
I-
vengeful. I'm pissed off because
But
a
why?
punk like that lives in the best times ever. And you're trying to convince us that we're Neanderthals, that we hate each other.
So let me-
that we're, like I said, white cops aren't indiscriminately. Yes, some white cops killed. Dude,
As a black guy, I'm terrified to go to the States. Terrified to get pulled over by a cop, and
bad.
because but you haven't had to live it.
No.
So I
I
grew up in
can't
Welland. Okay. I grew up in Welland, and I've been called nigger my entire life. I've got a lot of friends there, and I've got a lot of good people that have been good to me. But I've also had a lot of shitty fucking people. I remember going to a house party at my buddy Paul LaBelle's house once when we were in high school, and I had to spend the entire time hidden underneath his bed because skinheads showed up there looking for me because I'm the only black guy in town. This shit
can't
always and that's just it, because people can't imagine that, so they're like, "Oh, it's bullshit. It's got to be bullshit." And no, it's not. I've been pulled over in the city of Port Colborne. I've been pulled over 6 times in 3 years by the same cop, the same staff sergeant in Port Colborne. And the last time he pulled me over, I had at the time my 12-year-old daughter in the car with me, and I'm driving by a church by my house, and they always pull me over by my house. And his thing, he says to me in front of my daughter, he's like, "Oh, have I met you before?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is like the 6th time you pulled me over." His exact words to me were, "Oh, sorry, we do routine stops all the time." 6 fucking times to the same car in the same fucking neighborhood? Bullshit. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to claim racism or say that guy's.
shut up, MJ. You're not fucking.
But even living in Canada,
Matthew James Blake is behind the scenes. That's
Even
what
living in Canada,
we keep
you
looking
know,
at over
this-
there.
this-
He's
this-
my Jamie.
this
Yeah,
guy's-
he's trying to get in on the conversation. You might, fuck me. Bring a chair
Bring
over.
a chair in and a mic. But even you look at Jangeet Singh, who seems like a really nice guy, really well spoken, seems to have like no kind of hate or anything in his heart, and has a lot of good ideas. He'll never get elected in Canada.
No.
We're not ready to elect someone who's wearing a turban.
No,
We are not.
No.
And whether
well,
we want to say that we're better than that,
I don't
no,
know.
we're not.
I don't know if I agree with you. Mark Emery said that on my show. He said they need a new leader because nobody will vote for a guy in a
Exactly.
turban. And I thought that was kind of on the edge.
But it's true.
But
and those are the things that are hardest to accept when they're the truth about ourselves, and we're like, oh shit, oh no, not me, not me. And then they think, oh, because I would vote for this guy, or that doesn't impact me, they think that that's the way the rest of the country works, and that's not. We, like I said, I grew up in Welland, and Welland, no offense, is one of the most prejudiced towns that I've ever grown up. Ever grown up. It's the only town I've ever grown up in. But it's one of the most prejudiced.
It's
towns
a hard
around.
town. Leather coats, tough.
But a lot of great people.
I grew up in Welland too, so I have experienced none of that though.
Because you're not black.
I had exactly, obviously, and we had one black kid in my grade 4 class, Gregory Peart. But we had a beautiful relationship. Yeah. Me and Jim Zockley and Gregory. We were at the back. We called it the triangle or something. We had this we used to rub each other's heads, but we rubbed each other's heads because it was good to rub Greg's head because he had a little fro. Yeah. Oh, that head. Oh, that luxurious. It felt great. It was, so I don't have that, but I'll stay. My point is this: it's never been better. Does racism happen? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Those fucking people are idiots. Yeah. Right? And they're the minority. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, it's easy to say if you don't see it.
Okay. So give me your number. What do you think the percentage of absolute racist, bigot, fucking hateful fucking people are?
I can tell you.
Well, you should know that.
Because I know everybody in Canada. I should know that.
No, but your life experience is tainted a little bit by the fact that you experience it more than I will. Yeah. Nobody's calling me mech. No. Or nobody's calling me you cisgender, you heterosexual motherfucker.
Right?
Like, come on.
There's never really been anything you could say to white people that's offensive, though. What are we going to do? Call you a cracker? Oh, geez, I just made fun of you by calling you the guy that would punish black people with a whip.
The whip cracker. I didn't know that cracker came from whip cracker.
Yeah, that's what it's from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's from.
I just figured it because it was white.
Honky, how is that offensive? That's like, oh my God, I called you Goofy. That's what it sounds like to me.
But if you take me and put me somewhere else, then I'm the minority, and you even get that in the States.
Yeah, okay, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
So then I could be oppressed and feel the oppression of racism, reversed, because it happens, right? It just hasn't happened to me because I live in a white neighborhood, in a white country, pretty much, in a white province.
And had you grown up in Watts or something else, you would.
Let me take you back to. Let me just take you back to my central point.
Okay.
Majority of people are good, loving people.
They try to be, yeah, and I believe.
Now we're all fucked up. We all want the best for ourselves. We all have a certain level of narcissism. Blah blah blah.
Not me. I'm perfect.
Okay, but so you can say 45% of North America is Christian,
right?
Basically, we grew up Christian.
Sure, the numbers are getting less. They're getting less and less every day.
But we can say that.
Yeah.
So put a number on the percentage of people that you think are outright bigots, racist bigots. And don't forget, like my grandmother was a racist bigot. She was born in 1909, and she called them. Yeah. She said darkies. Yeah. That's all she knew. She grew up, no parents, in an orphanage, hard times. Turned out to be the sweetest old lady ever. But
as long as you weren't a colored person around her.
Well, no, she never experienced them much. She just, I don't know.
Exactly, you only go by what, and that was my thing growing up in Welland was always another big problem.
What the fuck?
Another big problem I had in Welland was I would have routinely, a lot of people would come up to me and be like, oh, well, like they would ask me, why are your people like this? Like, why do you guys go
because you're all the same.
Well, exactly. They'd be like, why are you guys all gangbangers and shit? And I'm like, I've met as many black people as you have. I grew up in the city. I know me, and that's it. Like, my whole family's white except for my dad, who I've never met. So,
here's a bigger problem more than
always say. Okay, well, especially when it comes to something like, oh, well, on TV they always depict black people as gangbangers, this and that and the other, and I'm like, sure, and Watts, what about the black people growing up in Indiana, or the black people who are growing up in, in rural
so here's
places?
the thing I just want to get back to.
Yeah.
Racism, like bigotry and racism and rapists and all these things that the left, I'm left. I'm left on social issues, okay?
Right.
I'm still left. I believe in universally accessible health care. Yep. That, you don't have to pay out of your pocket. Now, that's a leftist socialist thing. I also think that you should closed the border where they walk across in Quebec and the States, where they just fucking walk in.
What about
it's not fucking
Alberta
cool.
and Manitoba
you should
and all
police.
that? Where it's
You should have tight. You should have
unmanned border.
You should
ever.
have tight borders. There shouldn't be able to just walk in. It's not
But they
cool. That
can,
doesn't
though.
make
they
me
can
a
go through a farmer's yard.
I know, I get it, but you should, like, where you can do it, you should stop them from illegally entering your country. I'm saying they're just not Canadians. Doesn't matter where they come from. That doesn't make me a racist. And if I say that we don't live in a rape culture, we don't tolerate rape, we punish rape severely. Do some guys get through the cracks? Absolutely. Or some fucking people like messed up so fucking bad they should be chemically castrated. I'd even go with, I don't think we should be able to kill people, but, keep them alive. Just make sure you can never experience sex again. Maybe be the pincushion. I don't have a problem with justice like that. If you're going to rape children, you're going to rape women serially, we have to take care of that. Right. So I'm left on a bunch of issues. I'm not left on free speech. I'm not left on immigration. I think I've changed my position on capital punishment. I don't think you should be able to kill a guy no matter what he's done.
But that's conservatives are always the ones that are for capital punishment, and liberals are against it.
So there, I have, and you could change my mind on capital punishment if you came to me with good arguments. So here's the thing. What I'm incensed by is the left that's trying to tell us that we've got all these fucking problems, that we oppress women, that we're racist, that black cops are killing white cops are disproportionate. No, in the States.
Yes, in the States, yes.
Yes, not true. White cops are not indiscriminately. They kill more white people than they do black people. Just
because white people commit more crimes. So let's get that
white
out of the
people
way.
commit.
If they're getting shot more than by police than what black people are, then by your argument that you just said, they're committing more crimes.
Black people are getting killed by black people. That's not a race issue. You just said
that cops are killing more white people than they are black people. And if cops are killing more white people...
disproportionately. They're not killing more black people than... the numbers just don't bear it out.
So which way is it? Are they killing more black people or killing more white people?
Okay.
I'm just going by what you said. I am.
We do not have a fucking systemic racial issue in the police force in the States. It's minute. It rarely does it happen. Yeah. Do some guys get shot in the back walking away? Do you get pulled over for being black? It happens.
I will say this.
But it's like this.
I will say this. I will agree that it's like this now. This last year or two,
it's getting less all the time.
Yes, since we've brought it to light.
Well,
that's why.
There's a good point there. Now everything is filmed.
Right. And because we brought it to light, now more police have to work.
You think it's happening less because guys have got a phone on them now? You think all of a sudden guys are going, okay, I'm not going to be racist anymore because there's a camera on me.
Conversation with you? Listen, as I was trying to say, they wear body cams now. Ever since all this has been happening, almost every police station has to wear body cams. Do you think it's just coincidence that all those numbers have gone down since they've had to wear body cams? It's true.
Yeah. It's a coincidence.
So you're picking and
I'm not
choosing?
saying it's gone down. I'm saying over the time. But we're getting better.
Yes.
Has it? I don't know.
And I agree.
Violent crime is down.
I'm agreeing with you.
All violent crime is down.
I'm agreeing with you, but it's down.
We don't have a violent...
Because we shine more light on subjects. And when we shine more light on
we're
subjects...
evolving as people. We're getting better.
Exactly. We're evolving because we're shining a light on it and we're learning from our mistakes.
You know what's the bigger...
You and I are kind of saying the same thing.
You know what's a bigger problem than racism?
What's that?
Fatherlessness.
Wait, now you're just...
You nailed it. In the States, bro, you don't get welfare unless the man leaves the house. You know what happened to the black population of the percentage of fatherlessness in the black community in the States since the welfare changed the rule to said that the black man, the father, the one that should be teaching the kid how to be a man, can't live there if you want welfare. Bye-bye, daddy. So you know what? Who are the black kids mentored by? Gangs. Yeah. The only elders they experience, the only ceremony, the only thing they get is from gangs.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a problem? What's really fucking our communities is fatherlessness. They made divorce fucking easy. Women don't need a man in the house. I can have a child and he'll be better than your child. Yeah. And I don't need no man. You want a fucking bed? You need a man. The nuclear family, and you want to even put religion into this, having a religion has been a good thing for fucking mankind. Having a father in the house is fucking important. You take the father out of the house and you think race. Hey, dude, I feel you. I have empathy for a guy that grew up with racism. It happens a lot more to you than it would happen to anyone else. You put the town, the area, whatever. Yeah. Hey, it could have happened a lot worse in other places. Yeah. Well, it's not that bad in perspective, but racist, and you can't sit here and go, we got a problem. We got race relation issues. We've been better than we've ever been, and we're getting better all the time.
But by saying we're better than we ever been is not the same as saying there's no such thing as it anymore.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, but it's like this.
Okay, I don't know. It's like this. I would say it's not as bad as it used to be, but I don't think it's as
rape like this. Rape is not a fucking problem. Like rape is a problem. It's not an epidemically, outrageously disproportionate problem. It happens. They should be severely punished. But if
who's saying that it is an epidemic?
I'm just saying. When you make it look like it's so fucking common, and now all I got to do is say you touched me incorrectly, and your life is over, man.
All I know is we look back at the 70s, the 60s, and shit like that. Especially, you see a guy like R. Kelly right now who's getting arrested.
Going around for the second time.
Which he should. I definitely think he should. But what happens when Jimmy Page's exes come out and say, listen, he raped me at 14, kidnapped me.
You said that about David Bowie, too.
No, Jimmy Page has admitted this. I watched the video. There's a document. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin guy. I've seen the documentary. It interviews the woman that he kidnapped when she was 14, and she still loves him because of, well, of course, right? That's because they were married, and he left like some 18 or 16-year-old to get her.
Well, if you listen to the last Trump accuser, she says that women fantasize about rape. Hey, some of them do.
I don't know.
Good for them. Whatever turns your crank, man. I don't care what you want to do, where you want to go, or blah, blah, blah. All right. That's it. We're done. Let's move. Next, what do you got on that sheet? That fucking politics and race right out the bat. Abortion's next, bitch.
That happened. That just happened. Wow. And we were going to start off with the NFL.
Oh, Eagles, baby.
Well, let's talk about how shitty the Eagles are. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't even been watching camp.
No, you know what? Me neither. This has been an off year for almost all my sports. I've kind of fallen back on, which is weird because I have a sports show at Giant TV, and my sports.
For my listeners, you gotta fill them.
Oh yeah, they're probably like, who's this big black guy that's been yelling?
No, they haven't been saying. They know it's Zeus Fleming, but just tell them who you are, what you're all about. Don't fucking say who you're hooked up with at Giant and stuff. I want to give. No, I'm kidding. Shane Christopher Neal. I don't need to blow anybody else's horn.
I ain't giving Christopher Neal anything. Are you fucking kidding me?
Rob Hubbard. Don't try to give those guys any airtime.
Yeah, my name's Zeus Fleming. You may recognize me from such shows as Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where I play Uncle Phil.
Yeah, the resemblance is pretty good.
No, I'm kidding. I'm actually I'm the fat Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish. Ryan Fleming. I have
from Welland.
From Welland, I have a Facebook page. It's a little popular called Ryan's All Things Geek.
So what is that?
Just a page. On Facebook back in the day, I was always posting, like, I'm a comic book nerd, and I love all, like, pop culture. I grew up with my grandparents in Shirkston, so I grew up watching Entertainment Tonight and Star Wars, and Saturday morning cartoons were my life. So I was posting a lot of that stuff on Facebook in the early days, right? But then I was like, I like this stuff, but I don't think it's helping me get laid, for one. And for two, I don't think all my friends want to see this. So I started a Facebook page called Ryan's All Things Geek, where I just start posting shit about, the geek world. Well, 50,000 followers later, I was on the radio for 4 years at Brock University on 103.7 FM.
Okay.
That's where we got a majority of our fans. Yeah, CFBU. We have a big following in Australia. Shout out Canberra if you guys are awake right now. I think you guys should all be up.
Where are they at?
Canberra is Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans in Australia, a lot of fans in New Zealand. Our only piece of hate mail, our first piece of hate mail we ever got was from New Zealand.
What kind of hate mail they sending? Something you dissed on Superman.
No, I did. I would do my Australian. I did my Aussie accent all the time, and they fucking hated it. The Aussies loved my Aussie accent.
What,
the Kiwis hated it. Oh. Yeah, the Kiwis fucking hated it. I think when I was doing the Aussie accent, I think I sounded too Kiwi, and I think that's why they were upset. Yeah. But yeah, so we did that. We moved on from there. We got suspended, fired from them.
So the Geek.
And
Sorry.
the Geek thing, yeah, we moved on. We
suspended fire. I missed that. What happened there?
We got suspended a couple times from Brock, and then the last time we just didn't go back.
Oh, okay.
Just because
you're doing the Geek show on Brock Radio.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
that's where we got most of the following.
Oh,
so
really?
then a friend of ours offered us if we wanted to do it, because I was doing a podcast. That's how I got on Brock. I started doing the podcast from a buddy's place. James Takeo has a art place in Welland, the BLX they call it. And I was doing it there, and then they heard me at Brock and hired me there, and then subsequently got rid of us after about 4 years.
Hey, you got to get fired in broadcasting several times.
Exactly. We were the Opie and Anthony of indie radio.
Oh, cool.
And then a friend of ours owned a geek-themed restaurant or bar in Niagara Falls and asked us if we wanted to start doing the show from there, doing it live as a live stream. Because that's what I was doing. Even though we were on the air, I would live stream it. I would set up my phone like we have right now. Mm-hmm. And as we were on the air live, we'd still be on live stream. So they're like, you want to do the same thing, but do it from the bar? And I'm like, yeah, my dream's always been to be like the next, I don't know, Jimmy Fallon, but funny, Yeah, I said it. So what? I said
yeah, Jimmy Fallon used to be funny, but then again, these guys they don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, and then he joined Saturday
anymore.
Night Live, and he stopped being funny. No, I'm sorry. I'm in. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon's funny, I guess. My joke used to be I was going to be the next Mike Bullard, but funny.
Bullard was never funny.
No, he wasn't. And he's another one that's up on charges for bad touching. But that's neither there nor there.
He had a problem with his girlfriend.
Oh, did he? Oh, I thought it was
he finally.
Oh, so he was still creepy, but just creepy in another way.
And I don't know that he ever went down for that, but that was a little while ago. And I've got to, I want to see it in court, dude. Yeah. Like, there's no, like, anyone that knows me knows that. Well, I've had a girlfriend for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like always had a girlfriend. Right. I like having a girlfriend. I'm loyal. I like having. I'm not saying I'm perfect.
Right.
And I can't think, like, since this whole Me Too thing, I had to go. Okay, so is there anything like? Oh, I've said unbelievably inappropriate things, but I've never forced, like, come on, man. If I ask you out and you say no, I'm crushed. I'll go away with my head between my legs. I won't ask another girl out for, Same. I'm not asking women out. I'm not just saying. So I had to go through this thing. I'll tell you a story off camera about something where I was like,
But I think a lot of us have that, though, where,
and there's
especially
nothing.
when we're teenagers.
I got nothing, man. There's nobody that could ever, and I'm not anyone, but I do have a life. I try to make a living as a realtor. Rockertown.ca plays all Niagara music. Yeah. I think it's down right now. I got to pay again. My hosting thing's down. I got to go. Anyway, commission coach I've been working on. I'm coaching agents on how like 4% of the selling broker when you're selling a house,
right,
to the buyer's agent when it's usually 2 and 2. I'm saying offer 4 to the buyer's agent to get your money. You don't get your money. You can negotiate down. Yep. No, you say I'll take less, but you're not getting 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hello.
It's like selling vacuum cleaners.
No one will talk about it in real estate because it's anti-competitive. So none of the coaches are coaching
the proper way.
And none of the agents are going, no, you can't have a 2% because no one wants to sell your house when everyone else is 2.5%.
Yeah.
You want a 4%, so everyone goes, hey, I want to sell that one, and I'll fucking get my guys to pay more money.
Exactly.
Greed is good. So I've been doing a bunch of things. So no, I'm rambling.
No, it's okay. It's good to know the house selling part of it.
So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but this is like I try and make a living. I got guys like you that call out of the blue, musicians. I love my musicians. I make time for this because I don't know. Like,
he's a glutton for punishment.
I'm not trying to be a fucking YouTube star. I mean, if you can make some money at it, you got to work hard at it. And I've never really done that at this level. So if you want to be a Tim Pool, you got to put out 6-7 pieces every day for the rest of for the next few years, and then you'll make some money. Yeah. If you're consistent, you got good takes, you will get the following. You can't not. You can make fucking a daily video about Star Wars and have 30,000 people following you in the next 6 months. It's just like boom.
It's just got to be
so
daily.
I'm not sure I'm motivated by that, but I got a passion for the musicians. Matthew James Blake is helping us out today. What up, yo? And I can bring it. At some point, I'm gonna let him come in and take my spot.
That's not on.
You can come in and take my spot because I'm gonna have to pee soon. I drank this whole bottle of water, but So, but for whatever reason, I'm passionate about this. And again, it's not about being a star. I think it's got a certain amount of self-expression. When I was on the radio, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Because, hey, well, who else is on the fucking radio? And I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know, like I had a show before and I had to work to get good at it. And I went to Toastmasters and I learned how to public speak. And now I learned how to manage my fear. So I'm not, I'm not normally, like my pits are dry right now.
Right.
You know, like sometimes when I was on the radio and I didn't have a full show booked, I'd get all nervous in my sweat. You know, but I'm not a sweater anyways.
Sweats, yeah.
But I loved it.
I am.
I like the cadence of a terrestrial radio show because you got the quarter breaks, and you gotta wrap up in 9 minutes. You gotta come back and you come back with music. Oh, we could talk about music. Talk about quarantine. Don't let me. We got to go to music next. Oh, we'll talk about music for a long time.
Right.
Anyways, but it's nobody's watching. But for you guys that are going to watch later, because it's so fucking nice out. It's 5:45. We're almost coming up on.
Everybody's
when
probably
did we
out
start?
in the pool right now.
When did we start? How long have we been
27 minutes ago.
Oh, is that all? Okay, an hour. Yeah, see, an hour goes by like that.
Wow. Nice.
So I've been trying to make a living and then trying to do this on the side. And then, I really appreciate you saying, Rob Hubbard sold me my first radio show on CHSC.
Wow.
And I don't even know what year that. I'm not
I
good
got to
with
get
the
him
years.
to sell me a radio show.
Yeah, it was $400 a week. I got 1 hour, and then I could resell the commercials and I invoiced. I didn't collect. I had a hard time collecting money because $50 a commercial is a lot of fucking dough, especially when it just goes out on the radio and
for sure.
Where's that go? Yeah, but that's what they charge. And that's was I charging that back then? I think they were getting way more than
probably
that,
even more than that now.
So it was a real estate show, and then I got bored with it quick, and I'm politically addicted, and then I turned it into the Jim Fannin show. I had Stephen Harper on.
Yeah,
interviewed him before he was prime minister, obviously. Jack Layton, he was still leader of the NDP.
I'm supposed to go do Wayne Gates in a week or two.
Wayne Gates is a good man.
Yeah,
I like Wayne
really
Gates a lot.
Guy.
And that's you know what? There's something to be said. I don't really support the left wing ideology anymore, the NDP thing, tax and spend, but I like Wayne Gates. He's a good man.
Yeah.
And I'd hate to see a guy like Wayne Gates go down and lose everything because someone said, "Oh."
Oh yeah, well, of course.
You know what I mean? And that's the world we live in now. Yeah. And that's, I think. Well, I choose my words carefully, I guess. It's a comparison. It's a comparable concern. Because as many guilty guys as there are, there's probably just as many guys that were falsely accused. And what the fuck? You're ruining. Look at that author in BC, that professor at UBC.
I don't know if it's even.
Ruined.
I think the only time, I think a lot of times
it's
when it's fake, it's either someone's jaded, or the person that they're accusing is worth a lot of money.
You think how many times that happens though, with rape or
I think the times where it's someone who barely knows the person and the person has no money or there's nothing to gain from it, and that person claims rape. I think 99% of the time they're telling the truth.
Well, I will say this: that rapists rape. They rape multiple times.
Okay.
You just don't try rape once and then stop.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Unless you get accused your first time and then...
You don't accidentally rape someone. You're a predator.
Right.
You're a fucking cretin.
Right.
You know? And you're like this compared to all that.
Okay.
100%. Rapists. What are the percentage of men that are rapists? So you couldn't put a number on the percentage of people that are absolutely bigoted and racist.
I couldn't put a number on that.
Well,
I can't put a number on
would
this
you say that it's more than 10%?
Of men? In the world?
Just people. Racist. Period.
Oh, I didn't know if we're on the rape thing or what.
No, race.
Racist? Oh, I have fucking no
less
idea.
than 10%. It's got to be.
No. Why would it be less than 10%?
I think because it is. Because it's this.
Why? No, okay, for one, when you're saying racist, you're saying that as how many white people are racist, and I'm talking race in the world, and racist around the world. It's a lot higher than 10%.
Okay,
because it's not just white people that are racist.
Okay,
like there's,
all right.
There's
if we're talking about North America,
there's a lot of Korean people that hate black people.
You can't get married to anyone unless you're Korean, man. They don't. They're just.
I know,
but
that's what I'm saying.
That's not
there's racism across the world. That's not racism. I'm just saying there is racism across.
What is that when you say?
When
you will marry a Jew, and that's it.
Because that's part of their the way that they were brought up in their tradition, and they want it to. They want
to perpetuate the state.
There's nothing wrong with loving your race or wanting to keep your race going.
But if you say I'm white and I'm proud of it,
no,
I'm heterosexual and white. Hey, watch what happens at the Pride Parade. These lefties will come out. They're Pride.
That's a talking point that right wings say all the time because they're like, oh, every time I say it. Right. Listen, you know what? This is the world we live in. We live in a world full of snowflakes and a world full of broflakes. We have the broflakes on the right who cry.
There's snowflakes on both sides.
Yeah, but the snowflakes on the right I consider broflakes, and the snowflakes on the left are snowflakes. It's just because the broflakes are always like, they yell at everyone for being snowflakes, and they're crying about everyone being snowflakes, and they don't get the irony that they're just as bad and doing just the same shit.
And that goes back to Trump. Okay, sure. So we go back to Trump from the standpoint that we're all Trump, just at a lesser degree on the different scales of whatever. We're all human. We all have a certain amount of hate.
I don't think we're all sociopaths.
No, but on the scale somewhere we are a little we have tendencies for all, just like we count stairs. Oh, you know how we joke about being a little OCD because we count or we have things. Everything's got to be okay.
I'm not one of those though.
No, you're not. And you're not on that scale. And he happens to be pushed far on. But when Madonna stands at the Women's March and says, "Yeah, I think about bombing the White House, basically killing the president all the time," she is Trump. Right. She's doing what Trump does right back to him, and she doesn't get the hypocrisy of her own hate. And that's why I say, that's why I think if we start by saying, yeah, I'm a little hateful, I'm a little bigoted, I come from a long line of it, we used to fucking kill different colored people, it comes naturally. Kids, when they come out from their mother, come out like this to look at stranger danger.
But this is the problem.
You're not my mom, you're not my dad, So
I say that both sides are fucked up, and both sides have these problems. And your comeback is, yeah, but the left. No, but it was your first argument was about Madonna and her saying whatever, and saying how she doesn't see the hypocrisy.
This is hypocritical.
I get that, but I had already just said that both sides are hypocritical, and you're going out of your way to make a point that the left is hypocritical.
Oh, they're hypocritical, absolutely. Yeah, we're all hypocrites.
Both sides, right?
Every single human being's a hypocrite
to a certain extent, depending on what it is.
Every Christian's a hypocrite.
Yeah, trust me, I just did a podcast with a flat earther a few nights ago, and then I just had dinner with him and a Christian last night.
Every religious leader
and a born again Christian I was.
Every religious leader's a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites. We're all human, and that's why I think if we start by saying, "I'm not good naturally," you think we're all just born good, and then society makes us evil.
But that's not the argument, though. Like I don't understand.
The argument is we're all human. We all have certain propensities,
but that
we all
just
have a certain amount.
Shouldn't excuse shitty things that people do.
No, they shouldn't.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
and
music
and both sides are fucked, not just one.
Both sides are fucked. Yes. The extremes on both sides,
exactly.
But I just happen to be a little bit center right now.
Yeah,
because why? Free speech.
Well, my friend thinks that I'm turning right. He's like, all the things you're saying are all stuff that all people that go to the right that used to be left go to. And I'm like, I wasn't left, and I was never right. I just try to call shit the way I see it. The one thing I'll say about growing up as a black guy in Welland is I think it's given me a lot of perspective.
You know Chuck Smith?
Yeah, I know Chucky.
You know,
I know
Anthony
Chucky.
Smith?
No,
his older brother.
Yeah. I didn't know he had an older brother.
Yeah.
But growing up there, it
you asked you that because you're black.
No, but growing up
there,
came from
Welland. You're the only other black guys in Welland.
Well, there's a few of us, but not very many. There's one per generation, it seemed.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you grow up in that, and you, like I was saying earlier, how friends would be like, "Oh, how come black guys are always doing this?" Well, not you, but the ones we see on TV. I'm like, it's never just what you see. Like, yeah, it's easy. Like. My thing, the Christmas thing years ago, used to fucking drive me crazy.
Can't say Christmas?
Yeah, but have you ever met anyone aside from someone who was Christian or who celebrated Christmas that said you can't say that? I've never in my life heard a Muslim, a Jehovah's Witness, a Jew, or anyone else get offended by you saying Merry Christmas to them. Yeah. Never. The only people I've ever heard that is the church lady saying, "Oh, don't say that. We don't want to offend them."
I think,
and it's like people who like to tell other people. For me, you can't say black. You can't say black, and I'm like, whoa. I say black. Every black person I know says black.
Yeah, well, that's
what, and it's always someone else who thinks they're doing us a favor, standing up for us, and then you get us more hate because people think that we're saying, oh, you can't say that, you can't say that. It's the same thing with the Christmas thing. And thank God over these last couple of years.
Can I say something about the Christmas thing before you talk right
yeah.
now? So the Christmas thing, I think who invented the Christmas thing? Home Hardware, Canadian Tire.
Oh, yeah.
They all decided that it was better to be politically correct because it'll, like, come on. That's just, political correctness has gone too fucking far, man.
Well,
I want to go back to the days when we can call each other a fag and walk away, slap it, go for a beer.
I want us
and
to
you know
get
what?
to a point where we could just be civil.
Yeah.
Where we, because this is another problem too. We have these people crying so much about everything, like the fucking like Chicken Little, where the sky is falling.
That's
AOC. That's the left, and they're
That's
so
AOC,
bad
yeah.
with it. But then the right gets so offended by them being so offended that they go out of their way to be more offensive. And that is so true, because I see it all the time. I see people that are just like, I'm just going to troll just because I know it's going to piss off these people that are so fucking sensitive. And then they say shit way worse than they'd ever would have said in their life before, but they're only doing it just to get back at the other side. And then the other side, to retaliate, they get more offended over even stuff that's even like just ridiculous.
You
know,
should get into politics, man. You're more political than you think.
People tell me to get into politics all the time. I've been told to run. I can't because I'm too angry. I'd be the guy that's there, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Let me talk.
Wait a second. Are you saying you're angry?
Oh, I'm fucking.
You think it comes naturally because you're a human being?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with?
Everyone's angry.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying I'm too emotional to be a leader.
Okay. Some people express it in different ways. On the left and the right. Here's Antifa, masked fucking cowards. And how does
then here's the neo-Nazis, but
who's the neo-Nazis? The Proud Boys that drink and say fag?
No, we're talking about the ones that actually call themselves neo-Nazi that are on the far right. You can't
There's
say
40
Antifa,
of those guys.
And there's 40 of the Antifa guys.
There's way
yes,
more Antifa.
no.
Okay.
My God, like I said, with you, it's
don't say my God. You don't even believe in him, you fucker.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me I don't believe in him.
Oh, okay.
Just because I don't believe in the Bible doesn't mean I don't believe in God. I'm sorry, but the Bible was something that was written by man. That every man who follows the Bible says man's fallible, man's corruptible. But I'm going to believe a man who wrote this book for me that's been changed 1,000 fucking times
don't
over.
Get us on religion. Fuck, we'd be here all day.
Oh my God, religion? You don't even want to get me on because religious people hate me because
you know what I think
they think because I don't believe in the Bible, I don't believe in God.
No.
And that's not the case.
I'm not religious. I believe in God. I don't hate you. But back in the day, we were a lot different, man. And anyways,
I think
that was a good segue into something else.
I think that religion is good for keeping us from fucking turning the world into the purge.
Yeah,
like it's something that people are like, oh, I really want to go steal what the Joneses have, but I won't just because there's a Bible that says I'll go to hell if I do. That's kind of in the back of a lot of people's head, and that's one thing that's keeping people back. So if religion wasn't there, I think we'd be fucked. But
my favorite
I
song
also have
right
a hard time with just believing. Like I believe. Let it rip.
This is Bonaparte. So if you're out talking about music, I don't know what you're into. This guy is outrageous. It reminds me of David Bowie a little bit.
Yeah.
Techno, very synth.
Yeah.
German. I'll play the next song.
Yeah, Germany's huge on
Is he German?
and stuff.
He's German, right? That's what he speaks.
Yeah.
And you
Girl
don't
in
have
my class was a DJ. She owned clubs in Germany, and she said it's all techno there.
Got a nice roll to it.
Now, I am seeing your feed here, and I'm seeing Fox News.
No, you're not.
Yes, Fox News, Fox News.
I don't watch Fox.
You might not watch it, but
I watch Crowder, Shapiro, Poole, Rogan.
Yeah.
I go to Fox once. I've been watching Tucker lately only because I want to hear the arguments, right?
Yeah.
And Tucker's pretty talented. He's right wing, but he's good at his job, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like the way he works the teleprompter, and I hate when he goes, stop that. And just talks about, no, that's not cool. But I want to hear all the sides because.
Well, me too.
I can't know how to steel man an argument unless I know your straw man, and you know what I mean? Because I don't use straw man. Like this is the theme to my show. When I was on 610, I stole it from this guy for a year. The same guy.
No shit.
Bonaparte.
Are you guys hearing this? Are they still there? Bonaparte here on RATG TV.
Yeah. The beginning, that's what I ripped off. I even let it play this long. I should have burned Berlin down. Now the drugs are slowly wearing off. So I want to introduce you to Bonaparte. If you go through some of his music, give it a chance. I noticed when you were pointing out my searches that there was one there.
That's a lot of Fox News, dude.
I'll tell you. Why would I lie to you? I don't watch Fox News.
No, I know, but there's like 6 of them.
Oh, I might be subscribed to Fox now, though. I subscribe to a couple different ones now. Where was the other Bonaparte one? Oh, no. Man and Mule.
Yeah, I grew up in Welland, so most of my music is like classic rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like the Beatles is probably my favorite band.
Okay.
Pink Floyd, like Zeppelin.
Okay,
CCR,
so yeah, Pink Floyd,
band.
Depeche Mode, my two favorites.
Yeah.
Kind of opposite sides.
I was just gonna say I've never been a Depeche Mode guy. That was my cousin Robin.
They're so fucking.
Yeah, I've never.
One
got
of the
into,
best bands, still touring. Their sound.
Are they Tainted Love? Is that them?
No, that's Soft Cell.
Oh yeah, but they were very Depeche Mode-ish. At least that song was.
Soft Cell was a bunch of. They were nothing compared to Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode's still playing.
So you a Cure fan as well then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Depeche Mode, The Cure,
in the
Morrissey,
80s.
I guess would be another one.
Yeah, I was into the Smiths a little bit. These are these two. This is Bonaparte, and this is Kid Simmons. I'll just give you a sample of like what it's kind of. What do you call this? House? That one that in the club?
I've heard this song before.
Yeah?
I've heard this beat at least before.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm into all new music. Yeah. This guy's taken me a long way. So I ripped off Bonaparte. So back in the day, confession, I was a torrent guy. So I go to lists, UK top charts, download 1,000 songs, and then pick through them, and I found Quarantine. I love it. It's a solid tune. It's techno. It's a guitar. It's rock and roll. It's filthy fucking beat. This has got some good beats. And I ripped it off. I used it for my show bumper on the radio station.
Nice, yeah.
Then I called the guy and said, hey, well, I didn't call him. I got a hold of him somehow, probably social media. I said, hey, I've been ripping your song off for a year. It's my theme song for my radio show. Will you come on my show and talk to me about, like, he was touring Russia at the time. You know, like, he's big. He's big in like an underground sense, would you say?
Big in Europe.
He's got...
yeah, man.
Yeah. He's like not pop, you know, and he's eccentric and creative as fuck. Some of his videos are great. So he called me from Berlin. We talked about, you know, I mean, it's on iTunes. It's a really cool interview if you feel like checking it out sometime. But other than like new stuff, I'm a CFNY guy. I'm not classic rock. Yeah. I'm 102.1 CFNY. I still call it the Edge. I like even my brother gets me into the new what's the new one, the Cowboy.
I can't get into country.
With
I try.
No, it's
just not the same as
hip hop
country though.
Old Country Road, yeah.
Oh no,
that's my brother's favorite songs, and I watched the video. It's hilarious, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, I did, yes.
Oh, this is not it.
Lil Nas.
Yeah, that's a good crunk and bump beat. But other than that,
even my rap is old. Like I listen to Dre, I listen to NWA.
Dre is one of my favorites.
My all-time favorite is Biggie. NWA. I don't like Tupac at all. I'm not a Tupac fan at all. I'm a Biggie guy though. That's why I think.
And Dre was you can't.
Dre's the greatest.
Yeah.
One of the greatest producers of all time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking Phil Spector. I'm talking Bob Rock.
I don't know.
He's huge, man. Like
legend.
Yeah, man. Like for me,
he's created so many acts too.
Oh
right?
yeah, man. Snoop Dogg, Eminem.
And Snoop Dogg's turned into a leftie, eh?
Yeah. Well, he
hates Trump. Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Almost all rappers.
And you know, when I was a lefty,
all rappers are lefty.
All artists are really. Yeah. When I was a lefty, I used to say, you know,
which is weird because entertainment is so much big money, and left wing is all about if you make more money, you should pay more taxes. And that's why so many conservatives fucking hate left.
Okay, so here's something you might not know.
Oh yeah, exactly, and they like their money. That's why.
Here's something I don't know if you're familiar.
Except for
with,
the Dixie Chicks.
Are you? Are you familiar with the big 5 personality types?
Sure. Go ahead.
So no,
Refresh
if
my
you're
mind.
not, it's
No,
fine.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so there's in psychology, they you take answer a bunch of questions and you fall. They can
and
they can
the
type
Briggs-Meyer. Are you talking about the Briggs-Meyer?
it's similar, but it's called the big 5, and they've been using it. It's well tested for a long time in psychology, and there's 5.
I just took it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you come out as?
Like the one that's just like creative and free.
Oh, you're a lefty.
and
Yeah.
all
Okay.
this
So the lefties are agreeable. Okay. And women are more agreeable. For instance, women typically, not all women, and I don't speak in absolutes, but typically women, there's a trait called neurotic, right? Isn't it? But it's not neurotic in the sense, or neuroticism, but
Neurosis,
it's not.
I think it is.
It doesn't matter. So women are higher in that. Well, naturally, because they give birth and they have to be concerned about threats to their offspring and all this kind of stuff. Women are also higher in agreeability. So they're
none of the ones that I've ever dealt with, but okay.
Men are more disagreeable. Men are more incarcerated because they're disagreeable. It's a trait, right?
Okay.
They also make more money because they're disagreeable because they say, fuck you, pay me more money or I'm gone. Right. And women don't do that as much or as well. That's why.
Yeah. And now the wage gap, I'm one of those people that I'm not a big. I don't really think there is either. No. I think there is
completely explainable
at big business level.
Yeah,
but that's only
the wage gap is different under 30 and over 30 because women typically, if they don't have kids before 30, they're like, okay, fuck this, I'm out. I'm going to have kids because most people want to have children.
Not nowadays though. The study shows kids not only are millennials not leaving home. They're not doing monogamous relationships. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to get married and stuff like that. That's a going trend.
You're speaking in absolutes and like.
No, I'm not saying
the numbers are getting.
I'm not saying all, but I'm saying the numbers are showing that that's the way it's going.
Here's my point. I don't know who they're talking about. Who that is? Look who I've got on my show. They're saying, well, I don't know. Oh, it's probably Hubbard or somebody.
Hub.
Somebody just texted me.
I don't know. He didn't dock on mine.
Somebody that I suggested. It's got to be Hub. Okay, so here's the thing. You're born liberal. Okay. Now, your environment kind of shapes you a little bit, but that mostly you're born conservative, you're born a liberal. You really don't have a lot of choice. Now, they say when you're young, your ideologies should be left because you don't have a heart.
Or because you have a heart.
Oh, because you have a heart. Yeah. So, you're ideologically.
As you get older, you start worrying about your money. When you're a kid, you don't have any money, so you don't worry about it.
So that whole thing kind of does hold truth, right? And also, so agreeable. There's agreeableness, openness. The lefties are open. The actors, the writers, the creative, the artists. They're all high openness. Yep. And
more accepting. Yeah.
The sub traits. No, accepting is agreeable. Maybe agreeable comes under open. I don't know. I haven't researched in a long time, but I think it's fascinating because stereotypes are like accurate. Like a high percentage of landscapers in the States are Mexican. So a high percentage of nurses are female. Right. So is there something wrong with that? Yeah. Is there something wrong with saying that? Are we going to go in and go, okay, there's too many women in this profession. We got to make it 50-50. No, a high degree of engineers are men. Yeah. It just is.
Right.
And so there's nothing. So you're born that way, though. You're born into these personality types. You have certain pre-wired conditions that say who you're going to be and there's almost nothing like.
You don't think any of it has to do with
nature, nurture?
Yeah.
Mostly nature. Yeah. A lot less nurture.
Like, you don't think it's environment, though? A lot of
some
what you see?
But no, you're born.
So you're saying everybody in Welland is basically, and when I say everyone, I don't mean every single person, but Welland has been NDP since Mel Swartz back in the fucking 70s.
Oh, but that's a political. Yeah.
No, but it would still lend. You're saying, you're born conservative or liberal.
It's got,
So that would be, and if the majority of people in Welland vote for.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're person. But yes, it's just.
Thank you, Ernie Stillwell. I feel like I'm doing a great job as well.
But I just, if you haven't tried it on, check it.
Oh,
take a look
at
the
Big
Five, and it's I think $10 or $20. You can take. Jordan Peterson's got a test. It's probably one of the better ones out there, but or at least the one I did.
My thinking on everything in life, and if my buddy Mike is listening now, or if Flo, who was the Flat Earther, is listening, they're probably going to get sick of hearing me say it again. But because there's so many extreme views on both sides and extreme views on everything, whether it's politics or whatever, I'm a facts guy. Show me. Don't give me your fucking opinion on shit. Show me the facts. Don't say, hey, man, I feel at least... Like, that's why I don't like giving a number on how many people... I don't fucking know. I could say it's fucking 20%, and it could be fucking 5. It could be 40. It could be whatever. I don't... it's you're asking for a guesstimate, sure. But I don't like to use those as absolutes. And that's another reason why I don't know if I'd make a great politician, because... Yeah, it's good because you want to see all the facts first, but I piss people off because I take so long, because I'm like, well, show me everything. Show me the shit that the right's complaining about. Show me what they're complaining about. The shit the left's complaining about. Show me what they're complaining about.
Zeus
and let
Fleming.
me find what's going on.
Yeah. Who is this?
I don't know.
Yeah. So
who's messaging us right now? Who's messaging Jim right now and watching the show?
He says, "Oh, good. Oh, I should be able to tell them the text. Look how much history we got."
Yeah, I was seeing that earlier.
Okay,
but
we should probably wrap up. Anyway.
Yeah, we can wrap up soon. But these are conversations we can talk about forever. Yeah. I think what we should do, and one thing that I've been working on and trying to get going, and anyone who's watching, if you want to help us out with this, we're looking for some funding for it. But we're going to do we're going to start doing roundtables with my show. So I'm going to just host. I'm going to come on, and I'm going to have two people come on with opposing views for something and go from there. So I think that's the best way to do it when it comes to especially politics or honestly anything. I think it's good to have views from both sides and just let them have it, and then have someone just be like, okay, you talked enough, your turn. You talked enough, your turn. And that'll be my job.
Yeah, so here's the deal, man. We have to learn to communicate better.
Oh,
like even you and I get frustrated. You said this and you said that. No, I'm not saying this. And so, yeah, I'm frustrated by the left. I'm center right now. I'm a moderate. I'm a moderate because I hold both positions on both sides, and I am the guy that can be sold. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not firm on capital punishment. I'm leaning towards, fuck it, chop his balls off.
Yeah.
Keep him alive and make him suffer. Maybe he doesn't suffer. Whatever. Fuck, he's going to get his. If you believe in God, he'll get his, and we don't.
Don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
But I'm also the guy that said, yeah, that don't work for me anymore. Yeah. I don't believe that we systematically oppress women anymore. I mean, times were tough for everyone back in the day.
I don't think we do nearly like.
There's no law. There's no company that's not hiring women.
We're at least 80% better than what we used to be. But
we're getting better all the time.
Exactly,
and these guys
but
are coming out and saying, no, racism, rape culture. I'm like, no, sorry, you're not getting that from me. So
I still see the racism thing. But it's nowhere near what it was in the 80s or the 90s.
Out of the great, most people treat you with respect no matter what. Some people are assholes.
But this is like I was saying earlier, though, with when the left complains about something so much, so the right goes overboard with trying to troll them. It's the same thing with racism happens too. With
so let's put a number on this one then. Just for
put a number on it.
No. Let's just say, give me a percentage of the people that you think are decent, accepting human beings.
That are decent, accepting human beings,
loving,
or that are just
that aren't
decent?
Racist, bigot, fucking homophobic, weirded out.
I'm a person that has faith in humanity.
Yeah,
so I believe that most of the world is good. I can't quantify it.
No, it's in North America.
In North America, I honestly I couldn't quantify.
Over 80%.
No, obviously not. No,
you think half of the people are racist, fucking bigots?
That's not what I said, and that's not what you asked. There's a difference.
But most people are good, is what I'm saying.
Most people try to be good. Yes, I believe most people try to be good. But there are some people that even no matter
okay, let's put this one in numbers. And this one you can't answer, and don't fucking dodge it.
I'm not dodging.
Out of all your interactions, which percentage of them are bad? Like full-on racist, bigoted, or flip it. Out of every human that you meet and interact with, how many go well? compared to the ones that are fucking shitty because you're black?
I'd say, well, I don't even say that. And I'm also one who doesn't say if someone's shitty to me, it's because I'm black. I always say, people, don't be like, oh, like,
no, because you made a good point. Because some people are just assholes, and it doesn't matter what
I grew up in a white city. I know that certain people didn't like me because they thought I was a dick, or they didn't like me because I had a lot of girls and they didn't.
Right,
you know?
right. Okay.
I'm not one of the. You can ask people I grew up with, and anyone who knows me. I'm never one that claims racism, except for with that fucking cop and this fucking pork Coburn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't fucking do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But tell me,
as long as this one's good, are we still good there?
Yeah.
Still going?
Tell me how a guy gets pulled over in the same area 6 times in 3 fucking
what is
years.
It? What do they say?
One time,
it's not a good look.
No, it's not. It's
I
not.
hate that.
And then when he said,
it's like, let that simmer.
And when the cop,
I'm just gonna leave this here.
And the cop's
Fuck
like,
off.
The cop's like, oh, it's just random. We pull people over, and I'm like, you randomly pulled me over 6 times. You specifically, just you.
Well, you're not helping your cause
picked
anymore.
me out 6 times. But yeah, no, I don't. I think
I'm not saying you are either. I'm not saying you play a victim. You don't look like a victim to me.
I think there's a lot of douchebags out in the world right now, and I think a lot of people. I think there was a lot of people that used to be really good people that they've gotten older and they've become jaded because of the way media is, and we're all guilty of it. And this is the thing this is why I don't watch CNN or Fox anymore. Like, and I will watch Fox every once in a while or CNN every once in a while when something big happens to see how they're both reporting on it. But I usually go to NPR first. But when
NPR good.
But when you do both sides like that, they're both inundating you with their views. And that's CNN and that's Fox. Both of them are like, we're never wrong, and that side is always wrong. We're always right, they're always wrong. And both sides do it. CNN and Fox are both notorious for it. And anyone who says not, you're suffering from that because you believe your side is always right and the other side's always wrong. And that's not the case. Both sides tell some truths. That's why I try to go in life always, I want facts. Show me fucking facts. Yeah. Don't tell me the earth is flat because fucking Joe Blow on YouTube told you that, who's got no corroborating evidence, you know.
We didn't go to the moon. Owen Benjamin's still on about that.
Yeah, I know. Listen, and that's another thing we can go on about too, but I want facts, and I want shit to be as fair as possible. Life isn't fair, so you'll never get things to be totally fair, but I want all sides told, and I want all things taken into consideration. I don't blindly trust the left. I don't blindly trust the right. I don't even blindly trust NPR. You know, it's just NPR to me is the least of the devils. You know, it's there. I've never seen them shoot down a liberal or shoot down a conservative. So for me, they talk, they give facts, and they don't give opinions. They're like what Canadian news is. Like, I'm in journalism school right now, and part of journalism school in Canada is you're not allowed to have an opinion. You can't as a journalist. You're allowed to give facts, and that's it. That's why you'll never see a Canadian newspaper ever say, in Canada, we weren't allowed to report on the Paul Bernardo trial. Do you know that? Do you remember that? We didn't have it. It was Buffalo news reporters would come over and report about it because they don't have the law over there, but we do. We can't say someone's guilty until someone's actually been convicted and the judge has said you're guilty. Then as a news reporter, we can say that. Until then, it's always allegedly. We can't talk about kids that are under 18 if they're in trouble with court. If someone's been raped, we can't give their name or their accuser's name. It's all because we don't want to influence the jury and shit like that, you know? And that's why I like NPR, and that's why I am the way I am. I just give me the facts. I want facts.
What's going on there? Perfect. It's the perfect time to wrap it up, baby. That's an ending to the show right there. Well, brother, Jim, I love you, man. That was fucking
man, that was
cool.
awesome. We should do more of these.
Thank you, Rob Hubbard. And that was my friend from church.
Oh, was your friend from
Welland,
church?
and she suggested you a long time, and then she just came back and said, yeah, a buddy of mine's girlfriend.
She knows me? Oh, Reagan. Reagan?
No.
Oh.
No, she suggested you. She said you should have this guy on, and that was months ago. And she said, look at this. You got somebody I suggested on your show. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I don't know how she knows me, but thanks.
Yeah,
thanks
I guess she's a fan of yours and she's following you. So.
Oh, wait, thank you very much. I always get shocked when people say they follow me, and I know I've got a lot of followers and stuff. It's just it shocks me. Like, still, last
Well,
year.
what? You're a good personality. Good-looking guy. You got a personality. You can broadcast. You're not shy.
The city of Welland, believe it or not, lit up the bridge for the RATG TV show. They lit it up yellow this past April, and gave me like a month and a half notice, and I had no clue. And I'm like, I didn't want to say no, but also I was like, why? Why us? So I organized, sorry to get back to politics, but after the Ford cuts for autism, I organized a fundraiser, and we did a fundraiser at the Vegan Hippie Chick that same night. And just in under a month worth of planning, we raised over just under $1,000 for Autism Ontario Niagara chapter. So, which every single cent went to them. Which was
well, you know what? Next time we do this, we'll talk less politics because we got that, and we're not going to solve that. We got it out of the way. We know where I stand. We might hit some current events, but we'll spend some more time on this stuff. What you're doing,
and the realtor,
the GT and the Geek and the whole. Yeah.
I like it, man. This was a lot of fun, Jim.
Yeah, all right,
we'll do it again for sure.
It was very, very cool.
Well, for
Matthew
Jim
James Blake, what up?
Matthew James Blake, that's right.
James Blake. We didn't get into too much music, but that'll be good. We still got some sunshine, and it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Go do something great with your day. Get off the fucking computer.
RATG TV. Peace.